Yeah, and well, you got 3 games here today. It's going to start 7:15 here with the Nats taking on the Braves. And, had this been 3, 4 months ago, this would have been a fantastic pitching matchup with
Yeah.
Mackenzie Gore going up against Chris Sale. Now, to Gore's credit, he had a rough go of it here this season, but he's only allowed 2 runs in his last 10 and a third innings. And Chris Sale, came off the IL there, has pitched well. Atlanta bats red hot. What are we doing here with a low total of 7?
In my mind, a part of me wants to take unders on strikeouts for pitchers on teams that are eliminated, which is what we essentially have here. But I also don't mind a first 5 under, but then actively looking to take an in-game over, because once Sale and Gore are in the game, you give me these bullpens who've been terrible all year, whether it's May, June, July, we're sitting here, towards the end of September, a first 5 under, but then like a live over because the bullpen's coming to play once these pitchers are out. That's where I'm looking right now. And that's, again, you have to be actively looking to do that. If we get like a live 4.5 in game, jump on that.
Brewers taking on the Padres here tonight. Another good pitching battle here, if it was outside of anything else other than this game here, as Peralta is going up against Pivetta. Now, Pivetta much better in San Diego than he's been on the road. Freddie Peralta, I think, has given up no runs or 1 run here in 6 of his last 7 starts. So what gives in this one?
This game, I think, is really tough because the Padres technically haven't clinched their spot, but they are very secure in their wild card seeding. The Brewers have clinched the Central. We know that. They are very secure in their spot. So a part of me is very hesitant to back either pitcher, especially Peralta on the road, because if they just want to get him out there for 5 innings, 60 pitches, 70 pitches, whatever happens, give him 1 run, he has a no-hitter going, he has a perfect game. It's like, he doesn't need to be out there for literally anything. So we want to reel them in, get him, or keep him healthy for 2 weeks from now, or a week and a half from now when the playoffs start. I'm very hesitant on both of these pitchers because, again, the Padres are not locked into their spot, but they don't need to have Pivetta out there. They need the win, but they don't need Pivetta. So I would start looking for more and more unders.
Cards taking on the Giants. Verlander has pitched better than his record indicates, especially lately. Does he get it done here at home?
I would back them in the first 5, knowing that this is like the last dance for Verlander, essentially. They're all but eliminated from the playoffs. They made a great push the last month or so, but they need to come away with the win. They need a million other things for them to happen if they're going to make the playoffs. But I would back Verlander the first 5 in what could be his last start ever, partly just for the story.
Yeah, and McGreevy's a contact pitcher. He's not going to strike anybody out, so this is not a good spot there.
How about an interception in Major League Baseball, George? What is going on in the Central Division in the American League? The Detroit Tigers were supposed to win the World Series and win the AL. They might not even get to the playoffs now, George. The Tigers, epic fold here with 1 week to go.
Yeah, they're in full choke mode. All right, they're collapsing. They're having a lot of problems. Hey, listen, it's still in front of them. All right, they play Cleveland now for 3. Right, I think Scooble's on the mound game 1 or game 2. So it's in front of you. You go, let's see what happens here. You're playing Cleveland team that's hot, but Cleveland traded out. They shouldn't be here. All right, but hey, they're playing good ball. You're not playing good ball. You cannot tell me the Tigers aren't feeling this. You can't tell me those batters aren't gripping that bat a little tighter here. You're feeling all the pressure of a big time choke. One thing about the Tigers, by the way, you play Cleveland for 3 and then Boston for 3. You get no patsies here. These teams want to win as much as you do because they're fighting to get in as well here. So it will not be easy for the Tigers here to get in, not one little bit.
The Mets aren't getting in either, are they? Let's be honest. They're just not. They're not doing it, George. Be honest here, George. You want to talk about no excuse. The amount of money and payroll they have, and they don't make they have not been in the playoff conversation since April. And now all of a sudden they're on the outside looking in.
All right, you got Chicago and Miami. All right, now Chicago has very little to play for. All right, so I'll be the optimist here. Very little to play for. It is in Wrigley. Miami, by the way, could have something to play for, which is just completely nuts, by the way. But as Craig Mish will tell all of us, hey, Miami, they just got done so with a sweep of their own. They can gain a game or 2, and Cincinnati and/or Arizona struggles a little bit. They sweep the Mets, maybe they get in here. So it's not easy for the Mets, but it's not impossible either. The problem for the Mets is this. You can't look at, they got this guy going on the mound here. They'll be fine. There's no Scooble. There's no Crochet. There's no guy you can point to go, okay, they're good here. They're praying that McLean, Sproat, Tong, rookies are going to carry you into the playoffs here. That's a lot to ask because there's a lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure. They can't be losing 2 out of 3 to Washington, and you can't be scoring 2 runs. I don't care how good the center field is playing. Jacob Young made 2 fantastic catches yesterday.
He did.
You got to score some runs, boys. This is why you're paying Soto. It's why you're paying Lindor. Why you're paying Alonso. You got to come up big in big moments, and right now they're not.
George, give me a quick update on the New York Yankees heading into the playoffs here. We feeling good about the Yanks? What's up?
It's the American League. Maybe. They're Fried and Rowe. If they can get some clutch hitting, but their fundamentals are so poor. They've had 3 guys now caught off base, picked off now in the last 4 games here, so they still scare the life out of me. I like Seattle. They're winning all these games. I think they have the best overall team, regardless of whether or not Brian Woo's hurt or not. Love Seattle. They've got the starting pitching, they've got the relieving, and they've probably got the best offense they've had since Griffey.
I love it, man. I'm rooting for Seattle here. I think they're a fun team, certainly down the stretch, but 1 week left in the Major League Baseball season. George Kurtz has us covered for that. And also, George Kurtz out of the bullpen today with a sensational performance. Thank you, George Kurtz. We appreciate you waking up on the early line. We'll be coming up next to knock it out next.